In the last session, we started about human resources within our organization, and then we established that human resources is a major issue as far as running an educational institution is concerned. And then in today's class, we want to continue with that, and of course, we'll be learning more. And then today, there's going to be more of discussion, and then trying to find out what are some of the things that we do, what are some of the things that we don't do, and how do we do them better. So it's going to be very highly interactive, and I want us to also engage. Now, let me say this again. Let me reiterate what I started with the other time. I have human resources is one of the key areas of a school life. Your school is a community on its own, and of course, in that community, we have a lot of resources, and one of the resources is the human resources, which by far is the greatest resources. Because if you have a financial resources, if you have facilities, in terms of physical resources, in terms of facilities and the like, if you have social resources, quote and unquote, and every other resources available, if there are no human resources or a very good human resources, is going to have the goal that you want to achieve will still not be able to be achieved. So it is important that we get it right as far as human resources is concerned, because it determines the pace of our organization, it determines the product of the organization, it determines the process of the organization, it determines the purpose of the organization, it determines the profitability of the organization. So human resources is very key in the development of a school or an education organization. Like I've said, human resources, you can go to the next slide now. The human resources are just the people within that organization that are making the work to develop. Next slide. Next slide. The human resources in an organization. The next slide. The human resources in the organization are the people within the organization, the human within the organization that is ensuring that the goals of the organization is being achieved. Next slide. So in this section today, we'll look at key functions. The key functions will be properly explained now, and then we'll now tackle these challenges. Everybody under the challenges, we'll now talk about our peculiar challenges. We'll look at our peculiar challenges that we face, and then we look at how we can solve them. We'll look at key functions, and as we look at the key functions, we will look at what is needed. I'll be asking these questions. Is this in your school? Have you done this? And like, so I will want a lot of feedbacks. The next slide. So next slide. Now, like for the introduction, the human resources in education is a process starting from the planning, organizing, directing, controlling, procuring, developing, compensating, integrating, maintaining, discipline, and laying off of worker or staff in order to help realize the goals of the organization. Now, let me state this. There is no need for people if there is no purpose to be achieved. There is no need for people if there is no purpose to be achieved. And that is my premise. That is why I started from. That you are bringing in people because there is a purpose in mind. And purpose dwell on processes. So to achieve purpose, whatever purpose you have for the school in terms of the mission, the vision, and the life, even the core values are purpose. Because for the long run, the core values is what you want to be, the attitude within that community. You don't want to, when you mention a particular school, you don't want to say their core values is integrity. Everywhere you find them, all of them are people of integrity. That's a core value, and it's a chief function of purpose. So purpose is hinged on processes, and it is the processes that determines the products. Now, like I've said, I want to connect it together so that it is very clear. And that's why sometimes when we interact with school owners, sometimes one of the things you want to do is to help the school owners themselves create a very clear purpose. Now, somebody have asked me a simple question before, and then every organization, education organization, have a singular purpose. I said it is true, and one of the purpose, the key purpose, is to provide quality education and change or improve the lives of people coming to us. However, when we have a main purpose, I usually call it main because the goal of education on its own is for transformation. Transformation of people that will become part of a society, and part of the society that is transforming to become a better place. At the essence of education, that we want our world to become a better place. And it is the people that will make the world a better place. So the essence, so that's the main purpose of education is to transform mind so that we can transform society. That's the key purpose. However, when we have a main purpose, we have a streamlined purpose. Now, and that is where the UPS come in. Your educational organization its main purpose is to come and solve a particular problem. And that is why it is important that if you observe schools that are glowing and that are growing, they are glowing and they are growing because they find a purpose for that school. And then they now streamline it to what is called a niche. They find a purpose for that school. Some schools maybe you want to our niche. Our purpose is to create students that can think very fast on their own. And then the niche is they go to the competitions, like the ambassador schools. They are known for that. We want to have people that are extremely analytical. So it is that purpose that will help them to create a niche. It is the same purpose that will help them to realize these are the people that we need. So tonight, if there is anything, every schooler must clearly itemize what is the purpose of my school, and then what niche do I want to carve for my school. If you ask some students now, they don't have a niche. Can we put it in the comment box? Let me know the niche of your school. Everybody put it in it. Like I've said, this is going to be extremely practical. I hope I have enough time. I'm at my center now, my evening class. So because I didn't go anywhere today, so I'm at my center now. Okay, so can we put in the comment box what is the niche, the purpose of your school, and the niche? Because that's where you start from. It is when we understand that we can say these are the people that I need. It's not everybody that is meant for you. So you must go all in out to get the people that will align with your own purpose and the niche you are carving for your school. Every school must have that. For instance, this evening lesson that I have now, one of our niche is simply admission rate. We prepare students for college, and then in 3 years we have graduated. People that have entered university through us is now over 480 something. As I'm correct, we have about 170 something students here, and they are still getting more because they understand that the key purpose here, when you come here, you have a higher chance of entering the university. Simple as ABC. That's the niche you have created. And so it is also so the persons that I will employ here are people that they can teach students for exams. I don't want what's it called. Those that can teach students for exams. It's as simple as that. Those are the people I need. Good. Somebody have mentioned a niche. So that whenever they call the name, whenever they call your if they say National Spelling Bee, they will say just Spring Hill is there. Nobody can beat them. But when I was in school, my own school, when I was in secondary school, I can remember my own school was known for cowbell competition. You dare not win us. That means I represented my school even at Abuja level. I can remember the last time we took second. It's like we want to die. It's like they had to just open up and swallow us because we have been known for that thing for a very long time. That's a niche. So you must be known for something academically and in other way around. For instance, I'm currently working with a particular organization. I also consult them. The niche they created was very simple. For competitions, when they are part of a particular competition, you dare not win. They win every single competition in Ekiti State. And then any individual award that what's it called, the state is giving for teachers or what's it called, the school is likely to get it. Why? Because they prepare their staff so that if you are getting any award from the government, so they are known for that. So yeah, we are coming in, you know that you are a potential award winner. We are coming in because they will tell you from the government, this is what we want to do here. I'm waiting for others. So if I'm not seeing it, that means we do not have, and that is where you start from. This lecture will start from there. Now, like I've said, in human resources, I've said the purpose determines the people. The people dictates the process. The process results to the product. So in general, 4 key things are important in education, in an organization: the purpose of the organization, the people in the organization, the processes in the organization, and the products of the organization. If all these do not align, you are not running an organization yet. They must align, and that is what human resources is at the center of all of it. Human resources. So that is why you need to pay very good attention to your human resources. Now, does that mean before we go, please can we unmute and talk? Does that mean we do not know the purpose of our organization? Please, I want to hear feedback. And then what is our niche? If you don't have, just say I don't have a niche. If we are not trying to downplay anybody here. That is why we are here. We need to get it right at that point. My singular belief is that once we get it right at that point, we'll start to fly. We'll start to fly. So if you do not have, kindly put it there. If we do not have, please put it there. That I don't have a niche yet. In this conference, I might even take personal time to work with you, and then we'll see how you can carve out a niche. I hope everybody is hearing me. Maybe they're not hearing me. I hope everybody is hearing me.
Yes.
Can we hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
I wanted to be sure because I'm not getting feedbacks. Okay, I don't have. Okay. Who else? Please feel free. It's not something we should be ashamed of. I'm serious. Sometimes that is why programs like this are very important. Good. This is why programs are. It's not something to be ashamed of. If you all know everything, we will not be here. I also attend conferences. If I know it all, I won't be there. It's not something when we don't know something, when we know so, it's not something to be ashamed of. Okay. Somebody said, now if you have a niche, please put your niche there. If you have your organization purpose, please put it there as well. Okay. Now, that is where. Now this is let me start from there. I think with that to make it more practical because I wish I will send. There's another topic I wanted to take us. That's team building. I will send the workbook because I usually love working with workbooks. I have a lot of. I love my sessions to be. If it was a physical one, you'll be working with workbooks because all of us must interact. All of us. Now, I would love us to. I'll give us just 2 minutes. Let's in your mind, what do you think would be based on what you have been doing so far now? What do you think will be the niche of your school? Your own school might be competitions, maybe cowbell, Olympiad, spelling bee, and your own school is that maybe your student will be having. Look at Deeper Life. Their niche is WAEC, the result. You will see their student having A and B. That could be a niche as well. It could be your teachers getting awards everywhere, getting recognized all over the place. It could be community building. When it comes to community building, you cannot build some schools. It could be strong social media presence. It could be co-curricular activities. It could be a rich education program. Some schools like the ones I work with a particular school. That was last week. We were developing the co-curricular activities. As far as they are concerned, there must be. If you are a teacher there, you must have what's it called? A project. We have field trips and so on. It's part of their course. Some schools is extracurricular activities. Extracurricular. They are good. I know a particular school in Ekiti here, their own is sport. When it comes to sport, you cannot beat that school. When it says sport, they will be mentioning the name of that school. If you ever leave it for them. There is no way you can win them. So you need to carve a niche for yourself. And so I want everybody, but before the end of this, I want to think about it and let me have a feedback on it. Now, having said that, let's move on. Let's go to the functions of HR and where you will begin to come in. Now, our last speaker yesterday was saying something about curriculum and the likes. I will see shipping something and then I will relate it to what we want to do today. Please, let's look at functions. Now, for me personally, every school that I've worked with, there are 3 important things that are very important as far as a school program is all about. The curricula, the co-curricular, and the extracurricular. I want to link it with the human resources because when you are recruiting, you must know what you want to do or what you want to achieve before you know the kind of people you want to. Most of the schools I've worked with, one of the things we do is that how do you be, what is your curricular activities, what is your extracurricular activities, what is your co-curricular. So when we are doing interview, we ask people that are coming in, what's your area of strength? What's your area of interest? So we know the kind of people we want to employ because we know what you want to achieve within that organization. We know what you're trying to set up. A school is like a football club. If it is properly run, you will see the results. It's one of the things I usually tell at school now. Especially if I'm in with NAPS, I usually relate to football. All the main school now will say, this and that. Because if you see a football club that is properly run, you will.
Is that?
The functions of HR. The functions of HR. Number one is training and development. Training and development. For training and development, you are trying to empower your workforce. Can you hear me? You are trying to align your workforce to becoming better in order to serve the organization better. And then what type of training can you do? You can do an induction training. That means when they are coming in, you are training them so that they can fit into what you want them to fit in. Now, you must not employ a person that you don't have a plan for. It's one of the things I have, and that's why the part of function is human resources planning. You must sit down and say, who do I need in the next 5 years? This is, and as we talk about strategic plan, every school now, before you leave this conference, you must have at least 5-year strategic plan. And when you put that your 5-year strategic plan, additionally, you now say, who and who do I need in these 5 years to achieve this plan? That is human resources planning. That is when you know who you are going to bring in. And then that is when you also know what training you are going to need. Now, we have induction training, we have in service when they've started working with you, we have leadership development. Let me also say this. As you are training them to perform their job, also train them to become leader. I said a particular statement the other time. When you have teachers more than leaders, your organization will not experience growth. Because what you are going to have are people that are working, not people that are leading. So it is quite important that we get it right in that place. So when you are giving training, also create time to study, and we specifically to performance management. Study people that have traits of leadership and train them to become leaders. So that even when you are not there, they continue to lead. So you must have more leaders than teachers in your organization. So leadership development is very important. And then, of course, I've also observed something again. I observed that most school owners train their teachers, neglecting their leaders. Anybody that is in leadership position in your organization must be trained. Leadership is key to what becomes of an organization. So leadership training is very important. And then again, part of the training is mentoring. You can create a system. I will still talk about why training is important. You can create a system where people that are far above and have shown leadership are mentoring the people that are coming up. In fact, if I'm sitting in your recruitment, what's it called? Your recruitment board, I want to recruit for your school. One of the things I ask those that are, do you have a mentor? As a teacher, for instance, as a teacher of an educator, my own mentor is Keisha Top. Keisha Top is the Global Teachers Prize winner in 2021 from US. And then every two weeks, we have a conversation at least for 1 hour. She calls me or I call her, and then she asks what is going on. All your teachers must have mentors if they are serious-minded. And one of the problems we usually see is that hardly when you don't have those background checks on the long run, in terms of this, you observe that those teachers you have, they are not people that are properly mentored. And if you have someone that is not properly mentored, the person will not be growing. And the stunted growth of that person will affect your own organization. The growth of individuals in the organization determines the growth of your own organization. So they must grow. And mentoring is a way for them to go. Mentoring is a way for them to go. Another thing is like I've said, those that are older in the profession and life, you can even take time to mentor some or enforce that within your own organization, all your workforce must have mentors. Or you assign mentors to them. Can you mentor this person? When they are properly mentored, they develop capacity for growth. And when they go, you see it in your organization. For instance, you have me as a teacher. Let me just use my own case. Let's say I'm your teacher, and you have people like me, about 5 of them in your organization. You know, observe that your organization will never be the same. Or if you have people like you within your organization and they are just 5, you observe that your organization will never remain the same. So you have to get people like you. And then, like I usually say, school has to say, training, you train them, they go away. You are training them, they go away. It's not your own concern. I usually say this a lot. Your own concern is that you are building capacity that will ensure that your own organization is going. If you are looking at it from the point of view that they will go away, you won't train. And when you don't train, you will limit the growth of individuals, and you also limit the growth of your organization. So it is important that before they start the work, they get trained. When we are doing the work, in fact, you have a scheme or a curriculum for training within your organization. And your training should be based on solely what the organization needs and what the organization is trying to achieve. For instance, when you do a performance analysis of your of individuals and the organization, and you now say that, oh, this person lacks classroom management. So about 80% lack classroom management. Let's organize a training on classroom management. That is in service. For induction, maybe during the interview, the person has potential, and then maybe the person cannot speak very well. You can organize before the person goes to the class so that he won't fumble and then lose his prestige and lose his confidence. You can do a training on speaking before you enter the class, so that your induction training prepares the person before you enter the class. By the time you enter the class, he's so confident, and from there he's speaking up. You know, you observe that if a particular teacher is fumbling in his first period, in the first time in the class, there is likelihood that he may not be able to regain confidence. So the first class matters a lot. So the training you want to do, you want to prepare that person for that first class, so that the person is well prepared, and then the confidence, once he's able to perform well, the confidence is so natural. It picks up from there. So these trainings are very, very important. So let's go to the next slide, so we don't waste time, because we have a lot to cover. So, like I was saying, have a schedule for training. And the two things that you come to your training is what you are trying to achieve and what you need. But what you need comes first. Then, for instance, maybe in the next 1 year, you want to achieve enrollment rate that is higher. You may train your staff on how to enroll, and then of course there will be compensation plan for them. You bring training on sales, and then maybe during that's what you are trying to achieve. Maybe what you need currently is for your teachers to know how to use digital tools. You train your teachers on digital tools. So based on what you need and what you are trying to achieve. Now, when you train, you are inculcating learning. And then again, let me also say this. Also model training and love for learning for your teachers. Very, very important. Model training and learning for your teachers. If they see that you are learning, I work with a particular school now, and then when I went to the school, she has 4 branches. It's a popular school in Ekiti, Petua Schools. I don't know if you know it. Petua Schools, very popular. I think I trained about 180 something staff that day, teachers. She has, across the 4 branches. And then when we were discussing, she said she observed that some of our teachers will even go extra mile without even paying for them to go and train on their own. And I said, what does she think? She said, one thing she observed that literally said, even my kid dagba to, ó sì máa ń lọ fáwọn trainings, ó sì máa ń learn. So they know that woman is a lifelong learner. So if your boss is a lifelong learner and it's evident and you can see, who are you? So you must model learning and growth for them. If they see you going, they want to grow. If they see you learning, they want to learn. It's very important. So when you train and develop your staff, you're able to retain talent. Now, there is a particular training I had for teachers at the Global Teachers Summit. I can't remember a particular. There's a particular program I went down August, and I was saying that if you are working in a place and they do not have development plan for you, don't go there. In fact, if you want to employ somebody like me, I'm just saying, and one of the things I will ask during the interview when we are talking, what's your development plan? You must have training and development plan for your staff. It's one of the things that will say, okay, I think these people here are serious. They want the best for their staff. So when you are discussing during the onboarding process, you tell them at stage one, by year one, you must be able to use digital tools. Even if you don't know how to use it before very well, but at least you must be able to use to some extent. By year two, you must be able to do this. By year three, when you stay with us, they know that there is a training plan on ground. There is a training curriculum that you are using to develop your staff. Please, you must have. It's very important. So it helps them to see that this organization means well to them. So when you train your staff, it boosts productivity, it inculcates learning, it helps you to analyze trends, it enhances performance, it boosts, it helps you to manage risk. Because people that you not train, they are risk at large. If you are not training people, you have successfully discharged into your classroom potential risky people. They can mess up at any time. So you must train them. It is very important. This next slide. Next slide. So why are we saying all of these things? It's important. So how do we train? We can train through workshops, conferences. You can ask them. You can even create, there are online courses and there are also free online courses. There was a particular school, right? Is it school now? Yes, I think it was school now. And we did a school leaders program. That one is for principals, vice principal, admins, and the likes. That was last year. And then that school now sent about 4 of the staff. I was now asking the school now why. He said these are the pillars of the school. If they get well empowered enough, I will not need to stress myself. I said you understood how things work. So conferences, sometimes there are free conferences that they can attend. It's not everything is not accumulate conferences. Make inquiry or appoint somebody. What are conferences in education that is on ground? List to them. Okay, which one are we going to go? In fact, you must have a timetable every year. Training and development timetable. By January, we will do this. By February, we will do this. By March, we are going to this conference. By April, we are going here. In fact, it could be one of the things you are going to use to compensate your staff. That any staff that is performing, one of the words is that we send it to this particular training. The person will never forget. And it's quite difficult for a person that you are treating in that manner to go easily. Other things being equal. So please, every year have a timetable for your staff. Conferences, there are free conferences everywhere. Just to pay for transport. 3 of you, let's go there. You can even follow them. So there are online courses, there are free online courses too. You can just say this week, all the staff, let's take this online course and get certified. This week, let's take this and get certified. And so on like that. It's one way to do it. Another one is Mrs. Pacheda mentioned about this. Peer observation. You can peer 2 teachers together. Maybe one that is going and one that is that has go better. And then let them observe themselves. This one will go to this person's class. And okay. And then you have to make feedbacks during you can call it training briefing or development briefing or growth discussion. Where everybody will from the peer was Mrs. Lagbaja went to this class as day. These are the things she did well. They are the things I observed. Then you would have created themselves as a work in progress. They are learning. So so everybody knows that one or 2 persons are watching them. They want to learn more. So there can be peer observation. So there can be actual research. For actual research, you can make inquiries into research. What trainings have this organization been doing for their staff? That's actual research. You can look at vivid school that you want to pattern your school over, or let me say that you are looking at your role model or your what's it called, because everybody should have a role model. Of course, you are not doing everything according to them, but you love their standards, and then you want to do something even better than that. So you research, how did these people train their people? Make actual research. These are methods by which you can train and develop. So let's move to the next one. Let's move to the next one. We have talked about benefits of training and development, effectiveness, student achievement, organizational capacity, teacher retention, and increased collaboration. Next slide. So we can now we can, of course, there are challenges as far as training and development is concerned. There are a lot of challenges as far as training and development is concerned. Next slide. As far as training and development is concerned, one of them is money, limited resources. Some of them are resistant to change. Now, please, you can put it back at that. Put it down at that challenges. Now, let me say this: if you have a staff of workforce that are resistant to training, that is a problem. In fact, one of the things we will do when we are interviewing, how do you love to go? What's your penchant for go? How many personal development programs have you attended? These are questions I will ask you for your recruitment, so that you know if the person loves to go or not. If you employ people that they will say, well, it's not necessary for us to go for this training, and why do we need this for? What do we need for? You know you are in soup already, because that person cannot go. And because the person is not going, it will limit the growth of your own school. Don't employ this kind of person. Because some persons do not want to change. There was a funny case of a particular school in Ekole Ekiti. And then the school now was trying every best to ensure that those people really pick up and develop and the like. But the teachers were not forthcoming. They do not want to. The man wants to transition to digital tools and the like. If I was promising that I will give them laptop and they will be removing money small from their salary so that they can balance up. All of them are saying, we need it. Let's be writing on the board. Let's be doing this. The man said she is even tired. Now brought me. And I said, how many of you have done this? I've done that in the last 5 years. To my shock, just 2 persons out of 38 teachers. After the was, I told the school now, there's a problem. You have a workforce that do not want to develop. And then we now, after discussions, and I said, if you want to still continue to work in this place, this is how we want to operate. We want a change. We want a community that is going. And then this is what we want to put in place. How many of you would be leaning to be part of this revolution that is what we have some of them were grumbling and the likes. Later on, about 95% said yes. And then we now begin to train them to reorientate their mind that if they even train themselves and become better, they can even have personal, online teaching and so on. So how they can make money from themselves and the like. They now begin to see the importance of growing as a person and as a teacher. That is how we are able to win that battle. But as at that time, he said he was frustrated that anything they training on this and that, they are saying they are not doing. So if you have people that are resistant to change, there is a problem. And then some of the challenges again in training and development is sustainability. Some persons will start very well, and after some time, they will just get tired. And that is why you have to have training plan. And then stick to it. That, okay, every year, my school will go to at least 2 conferences. I will send my teachers there. Every year, we attend 1 workshop. Every month, at least we will do a free course. So when they are coming in, doing your body orientation. This is how we do our things. So you know before you enter, before you get, we finally give you a letter. Before you get there, you have passed through that body stage. Before you get that letter officially, so you know what is at stake. So to make it sustainable, you must have plan and you must stick to that plan and ensure that we are enforcing the plan. And then another challenge is evaluation and assessment. Now, every training that you do, you must evaluate it and assess it. Was this training like we did when we did in January? We did a Global Education Summit. We did an assessment. So during the assessment of that conference, somebody said they did not like this particular speaker, and not like this particular what's it called. This was not there. Somebody said, somebody gave also feedback. Be able to collate it together. If you are doing that another conference next year, we know what to do. So every training, you must have evaluation of that training and the assessment, so that you can get feedback. And then of course, every training you want to do, you must write objectives. Your training must have objectives and goals. What are you trying to achieve with that training? Then at the end of it, you now assess, have you been able to achieve this? Are you able to achieve this? And after like 1 month, have you been enforced? Have you started, is it manifesting in the lives of those that participate in the training? Those are what we need to find out. If we just go train and then we are train them now. No, sir. It doesn't work that way. We must follow it up with. These are challenges. Because on the long run, we don't do that. We just say that the training are no effect. And then later when we get tired, we don't have been training. And then technology integration. In the age of technology now, it's not necessary they need to travel. They can take online courses. They can do self-paced courses like this and so on like that. So it is very, very important. So these are few challenges, and these are some of the ways by which we can overcome them. The next slide, I want to move away from training very soon. I want to also talk about performance analysis. The next slide. Now, next slide. Then after training, the next slide. Next slide. Let's say the best for you. You have access to the slide later on. I want us to move so we don't. Now let's look at performance management. Another key part of human resources management when you want to manage, apart from training, is managing the performance. There is a particular topic topic I created. It's called peak performance. Maybe I will share that one with us later. Now, one of the things when you are managing your human resources is to manage performance. Now, let me say this. Performance can grow, performance can dwindle. Performance can die at any point in time for different factors. And that is one reason why you need to manage the performance. And you must be intentional about how your students perform and how your teachers perform. You must be intentional about it. It must take serious this is some of the teachers may say, and that's why when they are coming in or when you are starting a new term, give them this orientation that in our school year we do performance management, and a part of it is appraisal, so that it's not that, and it's not you give them proper orientation. It's not that we want to reshunt you. Nobody's reshunting. We just want it for accountability. Okay. I don't know which I would do it personally. Now it is for accountability and to improve the student outcome, so that when a teacher knows that he or she is accountable, the person is likely will not perform woefully. For instance, if I know that eyes are on me, I will be much more careful of how I perform in an outside class. Because I know that to that performance in an outside class, I will get a feedback. And once I get a feedback, if it's not favorable, I will go. So it is important that we manage the performance of our, and how do we go about it? Let me please mention one of few things. Now, the performance include developing performance include conducting evaluation and providing feedbacks. Evaluation and feedbacks. That's a two major way to manage performance. Although there are key other things we'll see mentioned, but those are two major ways to manage performance. Now, how do you conduct? I think I have some samples. Maybe later on I will drop it. I have some samples of when you want to, but it is also good. I usually recommend both in-house performance evaluation and external. I usually encourage, if you can afford it, once in a term external, and then once in a month internal. At least once in a month, at the end of the month, I must be able to get the score sheet of how I perform this month. Now, at the end of the term, you can now bring in a person, if you can afford, like I say, if you can afford, and say, okay, please come and evaluate what we have been able to do for the whole term. So please give me like 2 seconds. I'm coming, like 1 minute. Sorry. So I was talking about in-house and external. Now, if you are doing your in-house, now when they are coming in, there must be expectations and goals. And that's one of the things I usually encourage school owners to do, is to have one of the things I encourage school owners to do. Now, I usually encourage that we have goals for the month that we want to achieve. And then when the person is entering a class, you must set targets, clear target for that person. We usually call something KPIs. Now, for your KPIs, number one is student achievement. You must give whoever is working with you, whether it's teaching or not teaching staff. If it's a teacher, for instance, you must give them the KPIs. By the end of the term, you want the student to have at least 80% to have Bs and what's it called? Those are KPIs, key performance index. You must so student achievement. In terms of academic performance, you can tell them these are what. Of course, if you are doing KPIs, let me also say this. I have observed over time that most schools don't have what is called learners profile. I have observed over time, now what's the learner's profile? All your students, apart from having a file, a normal administrative file, they must have what is called academic file. Now, in that academic file, you have the learner profile. You must profile your learners. Are they auditory learners? Are they visual learners and the likes? You must be able to determine that. Are they A students, B students, and the likes? Maybe we'll have time to talk about learners profile later on. So you must have your student must have a profile. Now, one of the key goals you are not going to do is that if you are sending me to a particular class, you will now tell them these are the learners profile. We want you to increase it, improve it by 80%. And this is what, maybe in that class, over 80% are C students. Your key work there is to make them B. You give that teacher a particular clear expectation. That's how to keep people. But you are not teaching, you are not doing this, you are not doing that. How do you want to measure if they are teaching or not when you are not giving them a clear expectation of what to do? So it is important that you establish that. It's important you establish that. So apart from learner's profile, you know their learning style. You know their learning style. You have a biodata of your students. Then your student achievement will be academic performance. You want them to improve. You want college readiness, graduation rate. Maybe part of your goal that you are going to set is that your student must be graduation ready, must be college ready by the time they finish from our school. Maybe that's that will be your own plan. So that will be your student achievement. Those are KPI. That if I'm teaching your school, if I'm teaching chemistry, by the time your student gets to 100 level, they must be saying that what we taught in school actually is reflecting now. You get feedback from that place. If the feedback you are getting is not good enough, that means that teacher is not doing particular work. Or maybe the test score and so on like that. So you must give those teachers clear expectation. That's where you evaluate them on. Another KPI apart from student achievement is teachers' effectiveness. How effective are those teachers in the school? How effective are they in their classroom? Are they able to manage their classroom very well? Do they communicate enough? What's their expression? What's their teaching methodologies? How effective it is? You evaluate all those. By the grace of God, I will give us I will give us what's it called, some framework that we can use so that we can so you can do that in-house. Then apart from academic or within the class, you can also check for their in terms of behavior. Some of the effectiveness. Generally, you assess them. How does it react to students? You rate the person and then you give the person feedback. Then overall organizational efficiency. Is the organization moving? Are people coming when they are supposed to come? Are people doing things when they're supposed to do it? You need to tell them, you need to do this. All this was recorded. So that when you are giving feedback, they all understand, one, what they are expected to do, and then you are analyzing it and giving them raw data so that they can get feedback and see where they need to improve on. For instance, I am not good with classroom management. You gave me feedback, and then you have given me 2 weeks or 3 weeks to improve. After a month, you want me to see me improve. Now you're giving me opportunity that take 2 courses on classroom management. You have supported me. Of course, I will improve. So it requires a whole lot of work to manage performance. And the danger is that if we don't manage their performance, it will affect the overall growth of our school. And much more importantly, the product will be visible for everybody to see. So it is important that then when we evaluate them monthly, we get them feedback and set a new target for them. Okay, this month, these are your feedback. You are not, in terms of character, you are still coming late. You can't manage class. Your communication is not good enough. Your assessment is not good enough, and so on. So by the end of this month, week 1, you should have learned how to manage better, manage the class better, and so on. That teacher knows what he or she is trying to work on. It's very important. Now, so those are how we, and then of course, before I finish performance management and go to recruitment and selection, also know that when you are performing, when you are managing performance, there must be planning. Under planning, you must establish a clear goal, objective, and standards for your teachers. And your now, let me say this before I forget. When under performance management, also please set standard goals and objectives for both your teachers, your leaders, and your students. Please take note of that. Now, let them know if a particular student is coming, let them know what is expected of them. There's a course I created, called Classroom Goals. I created it for teachers. And doing what so when people take that course, I usually bring them together to have an interaction. One of the things that I usually say in that course, that Classroom Goals, is that when you as a teacher, if you are entering a particular class, let your student know what you want to achieve for that time. It is easier to work with a blueprint. Everybody is aligning to achieve that. Like when there was a particular time for my student, I said the average mark for that time is 65. It's not 60. And this is how you can achieve your 65. I told them clearly. So everybody understand that the average mark is 65. This is what we are trying to achieve. I gave them feedback. I said, I observed that some of you are not good in calculation. Therefore, by the end of this term, and for that time, more of the work were in calculation. Everybody must be good in basic calculations in chemistry. We got a book and everybody. So they must, including your student, when you are giving admission to students, give them your goals, objective, mission, and what's it called. Let it be part of the material. So that when a particular student is coming in, he's coming to know what he's trying to achieve. And then every single year, for each classes, let them have goals that they want to achieve. So that when your teachers are working, they are also aligning the students. The students also know what is expected of them. Because it takes two to tango. If you are dwelling on your teachers and you are not dwelling on your students, there will be a problem. It must align. So planning is very important. So when you are planning for the new term or the new session, you are telling them that students, this is what we want to achieve academically, non-academically. This is what we can. Then you are also training your teachers to be able to meet up with that. Students are also aware they are working together. So performance management require planning, require monitoring, collection of data, analysis of data. That is where also what's it called? Technology comes in now, where you must collect data every time. In fact, when you are doing review, I usually suggest that there are key meetings you must do within your organization. One of them is a review meeting. In that review, you have your staff review separate. You have the academic review separate. Then you have the organization review separate. One of the reasons I say staff review is that you now bring the data and infographics. 20% of our teachers are not managed class very well. So when you have a data analytics of how sorry, I think I have. Okay, when you have a data analysis of how your students are performing, it makes it much more easy to achieve, or how your teachers are performing. Okay. I hope you can see me. So when you have an analysis of how your teachers are performing, it goes a long way. So but then development, evaluation, and so on. So because of our time, let's move to recruitment. Another part of how to manage your human resources. In fact, recruitment begins everything. Now, in recruitment, you see how I put it there. Number one is preparing.
Number one is preparing. You must plan the human resources. Like I said, you must know who you need before you call for who you need. It's not everybody that you need in your organization. And that's why the organization must have purpose, must have niche, must have a vision and the likes, must have strategy plan. These are the things that will determine who comes into your organization. So you must plan. And that's why when you are recruiting, you must have job description. You must have job description that this is what the person is coming for. And then you must have specification. This person must be this, must be this, must be this. That is how it is in education organization that we don't do that. Most corporate organizations do that because they understand that they need to, they have specific people they're looking for. So if a person is not within that what they are looking for, they won't employ you. And that is what to be for what's it called to. You must plan for it, and then you must now ask people to apply. One of the things I've said, whatever schools I've worked with, I told them your policy must be, you don't just collect people, let people apply. If people are coming, of course, another way is apart from application is recommendation. And the recommendation must be coming from a highly respectable person with track record. So you must be, but somebody just coming, job application or what's it called, and then the second day the person enter the class, you are not doing yourself good because of the log. If the person coming through back process, the person will go through bad entry and bad exit as well. So please, when you source, then another thing is screen. When you are recruiting, you screen. You get background information. Mrs. Pacheda said this the other time. Get background information. Get background information. Call the references. Make fact check them. But then you screen part of your screen. And then funny enough, people don't know the difference between screening and interview. In screening, what you want to come and do in screening is to look at whatever the CV the person has submitted and look at the job description you want to give that person and the specification you need. For example, if 5 of us are applying to work in your school, and then your specification say that the person must be tech savvy because you want that the class you want to put the person, you want them to be tech savvy based on what your plan you are trying to achieve. And then 2 or 3 of us are tech savvy, but this first person is good in this, the other person, then that's okay. This is what I actually need. Okay, let me take 2 or 3 persons. Since you are tech savvy, they now come for interview. At that interview stage, what they want to come and do is that you want to say, okay, let me know this person. Does his personality, his ambition, his purpose, his vision, and everything, does he align with what I'm trying to achieve? From his information, you have been able to screen him that, okay, this one, but from the interview, you now know the personality you are trying to employ. You ask somebody, what's your vision for the next 5 years? The person cannot see anything, and you want to see employ that person. So it's very, very important that we do that. And then after this interview analysis, you get the person before you give. And then I also observe that, especially schools that are coming up, no matter how little your school is, please give people job description or policy document that is required. They must know your staff policy before they start working. They must know all expectations you are expecting from them. You must discuss salary, and then you must discuss compensation plan over time. So they have a deep idea of what they are coming into. These are very, very important before you grant letter to that person. So then they must also have letter detailing the constitution, their constitutional rights, and every other thing. Please, I've seen that some schools don't even give letter. There is no legal backup to the workforce you have. They don't have letter. They must also even have means of identification. There was a school I went, I was like, who are you? Please introduce yourself. The person, no card, no ID card, nothing. I said, what kind of organization is this? They must have, because they must be able to, they must be identified with your organization. So these are some of the things you are going to do. The once you are not with the person, you now onboard the person. Onboarding is if the person needs to meet with the PTA, let them meet. They need to meet with the parents, let them meet. If they need to meet with the student, let them meet. If they need to meet with the school committee, let them meet. Whatever orientation you need to give them, whatever training you need to give them, those are the onboarding process. You must have your own policy. That every step I want to take, they must meet with the PTA chairperson. They discuss. They must meet with this. You must have your own policy. And then they get acquainted with the take them to the environment. This is how we do this. These are what corporate organizations do. And then let them go to the class for like 1 or 2 days without doing anything. Let them just observe the students. Let them take measurement of the student themselves in their mind, and so on. These are onboarding policies you can put in place. So your recruitment is very, very, very important. And then your job, your human resources planning for people before they even come on at all is also very important. The next slide, let me just talk about one more. I know this is now let's talk about compensation, and then I will close so you can take questions. For compensations, I want to talk about compensation. Please, for the last slide. Now you can design, no matter how little your school is. Like I said, I have an evening school here, and I have about 15. Is it 15 about? They are 18 now. Coming here, I'm still at the place. Now, I have about 18 people coming here. I have a structured salary plan. If you are just coming in, I think this is what's called. Now, if you are teaching students, and if, for instance, your class, they have in literature, they have for their exam, whatever exam they are doing, maybe they have A, or in their exam, they have 90, or what's it called? Automatically, your money increase. So everybody knows they must deliver because they know what is attached to it. So I have a compensation plan. If a person has used 1 year with you, how much? Then what are the benefits the person is entitled to? If the person has used 3 years with you, how much? And what are the benefits? Of course, when you are attaching compensation plan and the benefits, you must also put clear expectation of what you are expecting of them, and they must know what they must do to move from ladder 1 to ladder 2. So that if you are not doing what you are expected to do, and you are expected to come to ladder 2, you are joking. You are deceiving yourself. So the person knows. Because it is this that retain talent, it will retain people. They know they know the organization is well structured. If you have spent 5 years, this is the benefit you are entitled to. No matter how little you are, start with some of those things. It's very, very important. It is that policy, it is that system that people will be seeing, that they'll be inviting themselves one by one. Even if it's 15,000 with benefits and other things, woman try, that man is trying, and so on like that. This is what he is doing, this is what he is doing, and so on. That's how they invite themselves to come. Now, you can review your compensation and benefit plan maybe every 1 year or every 2 years as you please. Now, let me also say this. Sometimes benefit is not alone money. Compensate your salary, you can pay, have a basic salary, maybe reward salary, maybe a reward package. When a person meets with the expectation that is a particular reward has to a particular what's it called. Their benefits could also be, okay, if you do well, if you get the best teacher at the end of the year, I usually encourage school now have award night for teachers. If you are fortunate to be the best teacher in the school for that year, all expenses through to this hotel for a day, enjoy yourself, and you'll be able to go to this conference. Maybe this person is even dying to attend that particular conference for over a year. Depends on you're not sponsoring the person. The joy you will see in that person. So it's not necessarily money. Or there was one I introduced to a particular school now. I said, because I observed that those teachers, there are people they expect one day with shift so. And then I partner with shift so. I told her, partner with this person. And then they work it together so that The teacher that went for that month goes to that, spend a day with that person. The person take care of him, body massage, everything. So no teacher will want to miss this kind of enjoyment. So it's not necessarily money. So these are some of the things. And then as your school is going, begin to add other, and have a salary scale. It is compulsory you have a salary scale. Salary scale, like you are running a top organization. If you are, like I said, if you are year one, this is what you earn. By year two, you begin to earn this. By year three, you begin to earn this. And then by year one, you are only entitled to health insurance or health scheme. By year two or year five, we'll begin to have retirement scheme for you, so that when you leave our school, you can take your retirement benefits. By year 10, you have travel, what's it called? Structure it at least for year 1, year 5, year 10, year 15, year 20 in your school. So that somebody know that if I'm only using 1 year, this is what I will get, and this is my benefit. If I decide to stay 5 years within that organization, I would have been, if I decide to stay 20 years, maybe I will have a house. I will have a house and a particular, what's it called, a car loan. If I've stayed 10 years, I will have a what's it called. All those ones must be there. And when you onboarding them, this is what you show them. No same person. No same person will see everything that we have mentioned here. It is not about how big your school is. While you are setting this standard, you are also setting standard for them to work. You are also working towards achieving that height. So that you are, both of you, as the teachers is working to reach that height that you have said, you're also working very hard to ensure that all these benefits and conclusion, you're able to achieve it. So it's a two-way thing. Like you have also set goals for your students. They know that they must achieve this. That's how to manage human resources. Everybody is productive. You yourself, you're also productive, because you are trying to ensure that if I promise something, I don't fulfill, and these people have fulfilled their part, you know there's a problem. So health schemes, insurance, car loans, house loan, education loan, and so on like that. Let it be packed, so that if somebody is using 1 year, you know that this is what I will benefit from the school. So when they have all of this, and you have shown that they understand the vision and everything, they know the strategic plan, they know the compensation plan, they know what is expected on their job description, they know that there's a training plan on ground. No same person will not want to be in that kind of situation. It's very rare. So all these, we call this one systems. When these systems are in place, it is easier for you to build a structure. Structures are people, but there must be system in place for structure to stand. And then when you have a structure, the next thing you begin to come up with is strategies. Structures are the ones that produce enough strategies for you to shoot to. So I actually tell school now, school business is hinged on structure, systems, and strategies. The more strategic you are, the more the result you command. The viable, sustainable, active, productive your systems are, the more results you get. The more structured your organization is, the more efficient it becomes, and the more you achieve results. If you're able to solve the problem of systems, structures, and strategy, your school will fly. So it is important that we put all of this in place. And then the other part of team building, maybe I will take time to also teach us later on. I have the slide for that. So the last part of the human resources will be employee relations. Then you must relate well. You can have an open door policy. Communication is important. I will treat that maybe in the next class. You have the chance to teach us again. We have a discussion. How do we build a team? How do you have employee relations? The key word in employee relations is building a team. So the question is, how do we build a team? But for now, this is how you manage your human resources, from the recruitment to the training to the performance management to the reward and compensation, and to the employee relationship. These are what, so permit me to stop for now as I take questions. I know that there are a lot. We'll get the information. So while I conclude, I will now begin to entertain what challenges are we facing in our human resources. So I want us to begin to align them and begin to look at what are the things we can do. But from what I've said, some of us, I know most of us will have picked where the problem is. But if there are now other issues, we can now begin to. Now let's focus on the challenges within human resources. So thank you for now. Over to you, Dr. Raji.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for. I have been following. In fact, as a school owner, I found out that I have more work to do. I just told director that is as if I'm starting all over again, because we need to because of the caliber of our own school. In the course of this conference, we need to employ a business manager apart from the HM and my education director of the school. So director was saying that like in one of the schools, we did not have security. So it's not that we don't want to have the security, but when we looked at the budget and we found out that the office of the HM is nearer to the gate, so we did not employ security. And I told him it's not more than 10 minutes now that we were discussing when we were listening to this to together. I said that money that we felt that if we did not employ a security that we are keeping, that will be a particular parent that will want to come to the school. And because the parent got to the school and did not see security at the gate, the parents did not say anything. The parents might like everything, but that security, the parent might go. And the money that the parent is supposed to pay might even pay for the 4-month salary of the security per term. And it remains, So most of the time in this school business, I found out that because we are not doing due process, we have shortchanged ourselves. And I've made up my mind that I'm not going to change myself again in this business, because in the course of the conference, I have been taking actionable steps. And I know that all the school owners too are also taking actionable steps. The one that is peculiar to you. So what is peculiar to you? For me, from what Emerald said, Mr. Odusanya said, I am taking home today that we need to really do more concerning recruitment in our schools. We need to do more concerning recruitment. We need to do more concerning onboarding process. We've been doing it, but this one we have to be strategic. And that's why I said we are going to employ a business manager stroke HR, apart from the HM. HM, they don't work, they don't teach. They only do strategies. I found out that it's working for us. Till Friday, we still had new pupils in the school. When I was managing money in the past, when we started out. I was managing money. I thought I was managing money. I was even part of this year. Sometimes I will be praying that maybe if they say that they need the assistant teacher, I will be praying that the assistant teacher will not come so that I will not spend money. I will not tell you that. Meanwhile, I'll be telling them that we are looking for assistant teacher, but in my mind, I'll be praying let no assistant teacher come because I want to manage money. At the end of the day, the teacher did not come. But things were happening in the class, like in the nursery class. No, there's some kind of parents, especially in the nursery classes, that if they found out that my husband was telling me there was a time in our first class, that we call our first class nursery 1. We had plenty pupils. Parents got to know that our school was good. We had plenty pupils, but because I was managing staff, instead of me to employ 2 teachers in that class, I employed only 1 teacher. So 1 teacher plus the cleaner, they were unable to manage the pupils. And because the class was big, and we know we have like 1.5 years, 18 months, and so on and so forth. So 1 teacher was unable to manage the class plus the cleaner. I was managing money. I did not want to spend money. I don't want to spend money. But at the end of the day, let me tell you the truth, ma and sir. Some of the parents left because today spoon will be missing. Tomorrow, 1 child we forget to give 1 child water. Next tomorrow, the other time, the inner cover of the cooler of the food flask will be missing. See, they left. I learned my lesson in a hard way. I started getting assistant teacher for the class. And you cannot believe it. Since I started that now, I started having more pupils again in our nursery. So our nursery now, in nursery 1 now, we were forced to divide the class last week. I employed a new teacher. That was for the open house. All the parents said, fantastic, good job. We love what you're doing. You're perfect. This one and that one. Except one man that complained about there was no enough water in the bedroom. And it's not that there was not enough water. I don't know, maybe that day the child did not see water to wash his hands, because we want the children to be washing hands. My dear school owners, there is profit in this business. If we are able to open our mind, if we can open our mind, if we have open mind, so that we'll be able to learn and unlearn. If you have open mind, that's why the fact that our schools, be looking at your school like an international school. Be looking at your school like an international school. Some of the things that Mr. Odusanya was saying, maybe one school owner will be saying, my school has not got to this level. Be in faith. Be in that level in faith. Be in that level in faith. So all the things that all the speakers are saying, I'm not only co-hosting this conference. He's doing me good. I told my director, I said, thank God I was part of this event. So I also want to. So lastly, in conclusion, concerning I told you that because of this program, I'm going to employ a business manager and HR. I told Rachel, I said, let's go. In the next 1 year, one of the school's population is going to 1%. Please, can you mute your mic, please? Can you mute your mic, please? One of the school's population will is around, I think, around. One of the school population is around 150, and I said, by next session, I want that population to be 300. If I have a 300 population, do you know how much will be coming in with the average of my school fees? Do you know that I will have enough money if I have 300? So it means that I'm going to, according to what Emma taught us, I need niche. I need enrollment niche. So do you need enrollment niche? So since I need enrollment niche, I am going to work on how I will have to get somebody that's the business manager to HR. So the person will work on marketing strategies and all that we 10x the population of the school. So I endear all school owners present and so people that are registered and they're not here. I endear you all to also take an actionable step. Take an actionable step. And as you do that, your school will grow. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Do we have anybody that wants to sign out? Let's sign out. Let's sign out. A word from our participant, Mrs. Bumi Agu, Mrs. Lillian, Mrs. Victoria, Mrs. Ojo, Mrs. Amodu. Can we hear something from you?
I just want to see just read.
Can we have something from you? Yes.
Hey, he's well. He's well. You see, running the school is not one. Everything,
Where's the place?
everything is all about money. Everything is all about money. Because the truth of the matter is that when you don't have the money, or when you look at your income, what is coming into the school, you tend to manage. Okay, there was actuality and a lot of teachers as well. I was struggling seriously with payments. I'm not even happy with struggling with that payment because I take my teacher number one priority. It was eating me up seriously. Okay, for the past 2 terms now, I just have to strategize. I employed an admin that is the non-teacher. I employed an admin that is a non-teaching staff. So when I look at my income, how to bring in a security person. So I plan to bring a security person, but another thing is that bringing them and then I'm using a company, a security company, but most times they don't even stay long. So this time I said, okay, since I employed an admin that is a non-teaching staff, the gate is there. When someone comes, he should assist in attending to the person at the gate. Or I know it's not right, but the whole thing boils about income. So how do we really do all this? Because these marketing strategy tips, I really need these marketing strategy tips in order to have influx of pupils. I'm struggling with number of pupils because it's only when you have a lot of pupils you can be able to overcome this challenge of payments of staff, having everybody on board. So it's a really big challenge for me, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, can we have another person? I'm noting them down. Can we have another person? Yes. Hello. Can we have another person?
Hello, ma. Good evening, ma. Good evening, house.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you very much for this session. Thank God I didn't miss this session. Yes, I have learned a lot. I've learned to have a training and development timetable for the staff every year. And so I have learned to put that in place. Also that I should not employ someone who is not ready to embrace change. Someone who is resistant to trainings, then I should also consider that. I also learned about having learning profile for each learners. And so as a HR personnel, those are part of the duties I plan to put in place in the organization that I'm in. And so more and more things to talk about. I really appreciate
Thank
this
you so
session.
much. Thank you so much, ma. God bless you. Can we have another person?
Good evening, house. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much, ma. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir. And God bless you. And thank you so much. Now that I know, I don't know before now. Now that I've been exposed, I've seen, I've heard everything, I'll try to do the first thing, which is to put a system, a structure, and a strategy in place. And I will also look at the KPI, that is the Key Performance Index in place. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Thank you, ma.
Thank you, ma. Yes, another one. Let's have another one, please. Thank you so much, ma. Yes. Let's have another person. Mrs. Amodu, are you there? Mrs.
Yes,
Victory.
sir. Good
Okay.
evening, everyone.
Yes, ma.
Thank you very much, Emma, for the training. It's really insightful. What I've learned about the training is to prepare a salary scale document because it will help you know what you're supposed to do. Because from the training, I realized that some of my teachers have been enjoying some health benefits that I just give out casually without even knowing that I can actually include it into some of our health benefits. I remember when my security officer is one of the oldest staff that I have, and I remember he has been ill for two to three times, and each time he's ill, we go to visit him, we give him an envelope of some amount of money. So if I have had a proper salary scale document, maybe I would have placed it that if so staff has worked for a particular time, he is entitled to a benefit, and it would encourage my teachers to understand that, oh, this is what I intend to benefit when I work for this period of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma. I appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you done, ma?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you so much, ma. I think we have got something from everyone. I think so. I think so. Okay.
Please, I'll call you back. I'm in a class now. I'll call you back. I'm in a class.
Are you saying something, ma? Mrs. Lillian?
No, I'm the one talking, ma, Mrs. Amodu. Why
Okay.
I was saying that why I think the salary scale documents is an eye opener for me is because recently my head of teachers was down during this midterm. So she was coming to school because we had some training. Something happened that I realized that it meant a lot to her. So when she called and said she was not feeling too well, I had already opened a file for the school in a nearby health center. So I told her, go to my office. You will see the file, the card. Pick up the card. Go to the hospital. I know she was scared. Like, what can I pay for this? She didn't know what was in my mind. So I asked the driver to use the school bus to take her to the health center. She went there and she was asked to do the test. She called, ma, they said so amount. I said, go and do the test. After everything, when she called the amount, she was even shaking when she called the amount because the amount is almost half of her salary. So I told her, I said, okay, what do you want? Do you want to be admitted or you have someone? She was like, ma, I can't afford it. I said, no problem. Check your account. I had already sent the amount and all the prayers I needed for 6 years, I've gotten it already. So I didn't really see the need to put it in a salary scale document, but right now as I'm talking to you, I've placed it because she has worked with us
Mrs.
for
Amodu,
4 years
I
now.
really want to appreciate you. You are doing very well. You are taking care of your staff. And in the course of the because even me, I don't have health benefit for the teachers. I'm not telling you that. I don't have it, but I have other benefits. You understand? And now, the trainees, I have been documenting them anyway. I have document for them. So what I'm saying is that you have been trying with what you said. You know, the other time you said you were doing welfare. I can actually see that you are really doing the welfare. And other things we need to do now is how to document some of these things, and the Lord will help you and build your schools and all our schools by His grace. So in the absence of one, let me quickly look at funding. I don't know whether I might add something, but let me look at funding from the school owner's perspective. Now, one of us was saying that the admin was also put at the gate to man the gate. I just told you that we did that in our school, because one of the schools, because the office of the HM is in front of the gate. So, and I told the director that we don't need to employ anybody, Gary. At HM, at least HM will be seeing everybody that is coming and going, and the place is gated, you know, be a big gate and all that with walls. But when the institution was talking, I had already told the director this before. I said there will be a parent that wants to come to the school. That parent, the school fees that we collect, we pay the security man, and it will still remain. And the parent will not stay in the school, because some parents cannot stay in the school where there is no security. Now, I told director that what we'll be doing is that it is where our school is going to that we'll be looking at. Just like, don't dress your problem. Don't dress your problem. Some people, they don't really have much, but the way they will dress, even the one shirt that they are wearing, they will iron it, they will put the starch, and you think that this one is a big man, but the person does not have money in their account. Don't dress your problem. So we are not going to be dressing our problem again, like our problem again. Now, we want to manage so that funding. Let me give you an example. I have somebody that normally supplies me, Elipo. He supplies me furnitures. And Elipo told me, if you are not painting your school, especially for some of us that we have permanent site, and for those of you that didn't have permanent site, let me encourage you today that we started our school on rented apartments, but today we have bought facility. There is profit in this school business. Let me just tell you that. And I will not tell you that I cannot be shouting where I am. We'll be making a profit of 7 figures in this school business. 7 figures, I'm telling you, profit. After a term, like next time I'm buying another bus. So for you to know that I'm buying bus from profit. Like next time we are buying another facility. We are buying another facility. And I told you, those of you that have been here, that myself and my husband, we were teachers. So you know that we were bringing money from NNPC, that I married a man. My husband, where I was working, when I even left him, my salary was more than his own, because I left him from Saudi to Trinity International College of Father. So what I'm saying, in terms of the reality, is that when we started out, we started with nothing. As in, I was working as a teacher, he was also working as a teacher. Though he was employed as in day waterman, but he didn't work for long in day waterman. So it's not that we were carrying money. We started with zero. I am telling you the fact. We started with zero money when we started our school. And the only thing that helped us was that we looked at leverage. We called our friends. When we look at this program now, myself and Emerald, please help us to turn off, switch off the phone. No, we have little time. So myself and Emerald, I like collaboration. I collaborate with people. When we started our school, because we were looking at top-notch school, because of where I taught in British owned schools. That's where I knew Mrs. Basheda. I taught in British. My husband also taught in British owned school. My husband and Mrs. Basheda also taught at the Waterman. So we had an idea of how this school, 7-star school, should be run. And we started with that, even in a small place in the bush of Mowe. So what I'm saying in sense of reality is that don't look your problem. Don't, let's say, where you are now. Don't look at it. Be looking at your school like Corona. be looking at your school as a Queensland. I work with Chief Winfriend IQ Aoshika in Atokwebi, not in the Queensland school, but as a reporter in Empress magazine. And I was working in the school for youth. That's a destination I was working. So I had worked with people that own top-notch schools. Don't see. You need to take your school from where it is now to another level. See, it is that level that the parent will pay school fees. Please, can you help me to mute your mic? Please, Emma Binu. The parents that will pay your school fees, that will make you to have profit, they are top-notch parents. See, top-notch parents will not give you problem. Top-notch parents, they will pay school fees 500,000, 600,000. I have a parent of 4 pupils. I did not give rebate. He did not care. I did not give rebate. As in, I did not give rebate. They will pay 520,000. These are the parents. If you have a parent that you are collecting 520,000, you have 20 parents. How much are you collecting? Just 20 parents. You are collecting out of 20 parents, 520. That is around 10.4. 10.4 in a term. With 10.4, how much are you going to pay your teachers? Even if you are paying 80, I pay 80, I pay 70. I intend to also pay 100. Some school owners, our problem is that because of us worked, maybe because of where some of us worked. See, I started paying 10,000. I started with 10,000, 7,500, 11,000, 12,000. See what we are paying now. For you to transit your school from where you are now to another star, you need to follow the process. Like I'm telling you, that's why the fact that I knew all these things that Emerald has been teaching and some of the speakers, because many of them are my colleagues, but I've made up my mind as if I did not know anything. I told director has left now. It was, I had to, we are running together, myself and my husband, the school together. So, though he always face secondary, men don't multitask. I'm the one that is going all about to do stuff. So what I'm saying, in this sense of reality, men don't multitask. He said it's only that secondary that I will face, and it's that secondary that is facing. So even the primary of the secondary, when I wanted to start, he fought me that I should not start the primary. Why choose the primary? He said I should not start. I said, yes, sir. I did not answer him. I went to call furniture man. I painted the upstairs, the 2 flats upstairs. I painted everything. Parents had coming. They said how much is school fees. School owners, you have to be smart and proactive. I gave them school fees offhand rather. I gave them school fees offhand. Immediately they were paying. My husband was looking at me, with one eye. I did not mind. I said, yes, sir. Because I didn't want somebody to pour sand into my garden. I said, yes, I did not want to do. I went to call a furniture man. My husband saw that somebody was bringing furniture. He said, what is happening? I said, my sir. So sorry about this, sir. I bought furniture. I bought everything. See, today, it is that primary school that is fetching more people in the secondary just one. But now knows me as my dad. My dad, you are well done. So sometimes when we are doing something, when you use wisdom, at the end of the day, men just when you succeed, that's when you know that but when you have not succeeded, so is that now that primary school is now like times 2 of the secondary, times 2 of the secondary population. Let's leave that one aside. Now, the encouragement I'm giving you tonight is that you need to take that school of yours from that level to another level. And if you are going to do it, all the things that we have been learning in this conference, number one, especially this HR stuff. This HR, that's why I said that I'm employing. I don't know where the money come from. Personally, I just got a brand strategist. I found out that at the end of the day, all these things, we give us more money, but because we are limited, I also was looking at funding too. Now, if I bring in an admin, apart from my HM that is in the office not doing anything, than to supervise and give me quality assurance that parents will not call me. I don't want parents to call me. My child is not coming home. My child is in clinic. My child, I want her to do all those, to put finance into all those things so that that place can be tight. If that place is tight, I will be able to retain my parents and I'll be able to acquire new parents. You know that the two goals of a school for enrollment is retention and acquisition. Retention and acquisition. So I will be able to retain my parents and I'll be able to acquire new ones. So she will block in all those things because as school owners, if you say that you are the one that will be blocking all those, even as I encourage people to be working in the school, because my own case is different because I want to continue further my education and some other things. And I've been putting system in place because since the day one we started, I said I was not going to run this business like the way people run it. I want to be different. Now, if I employ this guy now that I want to employ, this guy, I will tell the job description that this guy we have, following all the process of recruitment, is to increase the school that has 150. That is only school. I will not say that all the schools that have 150 and give me 300 pupils at the end of next session. I will give a session. Give me one 10S. Now, if he is able to 10S, it means that the income for that school will be running into 20 millions. If I can make 10 now, if I can make 10. So it means that the income, if this guy is able, how much will this guy collect? How much? I'm just saying, imaginary guy. How much will this guy collect? How much? For 4 months. How much will this guy collect for 4 months? So if I say that at the end of a session, if you are able to meet your target, to give me 300 pupils, you know, if I have 300 pupils, I will have enough money to even get a facility. Of course, I can get a facility of 10 million if I have 300 pupils, where I can now go and source money from other means to do the facility and build another facility. Like that place I told you, that's a White Tooth Primary. I'm just using an example just to encourage you. That White Tooth Primary that my husband started the second year and I started the primary. The building is not enough for us because even the secondary now, they are not enough. So I need a facility. That's the facility we must buy on or before April ending. We must buy the facility, and buying the facility on or before April ending, they must resume in that place by September. So what am I saying in sense of reality is that despite the keen environment that I am in, my environment is keen. And I have gone through different Aluta continua in the school where parents plan coup. They plan coup. And they came to tell me that they were going and they left in mass. I'm telling you, there was a particular class, primary year 3 going to year 4. They left in mass. They left. It's only one. And I went to God. God pushed a parent to come and tell me, he said, Mommy, we are going you because you are disobedient. Yeah. When anything that we tell you, you don't do it. I normally collect school fees. I collect my school fees. Oh, parents don't owe me. Parents, I don't know whether I've told you in this place. The schools that I train, I told them. My younger sister, my nephew and my nieces, they are attending my school. They are paying school fees. So I don't know if you are doing. See, my nephew and my fees, I give them money. I give them money. If they want to do something, I send money to them. They are paying school fees. So the only thing is that I gave her staff. No, she's my blood. So she's a staff. But she pays her school fees before resumption. I can give Emma my HM's number to call and confirm. My sister, Mrs. Abimbola, must not enter that school without payment. And it's because I'm not the one collecting fees. So you know that if I'm the one collecting, we are very close. Oh. But anything that she wants to discuss about that school, she knows the person to go and meet. And she has 4 children. She has 4 children. She pays her school fee. She does not owe. And she cannot say any rubbish because she's getting value for her money. If there's anything, she will go and meet the teacher. You are not doing this thing. She's not because in my sister's school. All my church members, I have church members. I'm a minister. My husband is a pastor. All my church members, they are paying school fees. There is a difference between emotion and business. Now, I gave them, all the church members, I gave them staff. They are staff. At least I no try. Now, there's a particular church member that is not paying, that is giving us problems. And the HM has telling me this time that she started. And they started, the husband and wife. The HM told me, I said, I am not going to intervene. I told HM that I will not intervene, that the HM should give them till February ending, because they said that they had one problem or the other. After February ending, the HM will send them away. The HM has sent them away twice this time after. They are the only one giving me issue. Now, the people that will be giving you issue are the people that you are giving discount to. If you look at the people that are doing you well, you even give teachers money, I will give you something. They are the people that are paying school fees. All the people that you are doing things for, they are the one that will give you.
Exactly.
And that is why you need process. That is why you have to build your school against next session, that you cannot be collecting school fees. That is why you have to designate somebody. Because even before I got here, my HM was also teaching in a class. So I cannot come here and be fumbling to you that my HM is not working. My HM was a class teacher, year 4 teacher. And she has been with me for 10 years plus. So now, you can also designate another person. One of the problems that some school owners, one of the challenges we are having is that we are not trusting enough. See, I collect salary. Since I started collecting salary, my life has not been the same. My children are eating very well. Before I was collecting salary, my children will be saying that, we know that mommy will not give anything. Everything is salary, salary, salary. You know? So they said that one day, one was not eating as a school owner because I was doing rubbish. I was pitying people. And the people I was pitying, I saw the children. They were bringing chicken to school. And my children, I was cooking rice, concoction for them. And my children will be crying. That was the day that one of them went to take something from another person's bag. That day, my eyes opened. So, if you put all these strategy systems and culture in place, you find out that your school will fare better. Now, of funding, it is when you have peace of mind that you can think about funding. See, that school cannot give you, except you are not having a bigger picture of your school that I already said. I have a bigger picture. Caleb started in a flat. My husband worked with Caleb. My husband worked with Gestoban. My husband has been working in many schools. So what I'm saying, in sense of reality, is that this school started low. Look at where they are now. Your school, even Mrs. Victoria, you may not have somebody now. And even the place you wanted to buy, another school has bought it. God will give you another location. God will give you another location. You just trust God enough. Trust Him enough. Pray up. Fasting. If you're a Christian, fast up. Do you think this business also have a spiritual undertone? Now, I told you yesterday that one parent said, Mommy, I saw a vision. They put veil on your signboard. I now went to that signboard. I went to, at that time, I will be having a problem. Parents will be complaining, fighting here, fighting there. Some of my teachers will post something on the platform. We just started. And at the end of the day, I was having different series of problems. So there was a day I went to look for one parent in the camp. Our school is around Redemption camp. The parent did not come, so I went to look for them. One man called me, said, Madam, go to Redemption camp. Pick some stones, go and put it in your school and use it to pray. Ask God that I'm just giving you one of my secrets. Ask God that God should just. So I started praying. The veil, they put a veil on our signboard so that people will not see our school. Actually, I know that anybody that will come for inquiry, if you call them, they say that if you did, they have got to another school. They will even be shouting. I did not know. And one publisher came to tell me that he went to supply a book somewhere, and they not said that when did she come? When did she join when did she come to this area? Is she the only school? What did she come to do? What did I come to do? When did I? I'm 15. So what I'm saying is that, what I'm saying is that the spiritual undertone, if I did not see that, if the publisher did not come to tell me what those school owners were doing at the back, how will I pray? If the parent did not come and tell me that he saw a veil that they used to cover my sandbox, what will I do? That's another one. They came to poo in our school. We did not know who poo. They poo in the compound. How many will I tell you before we got to where we are now? How many in this school business when we got to the other place? Because when I had to resign, when we started, I did not resign because of salary. I was afraid of salary. So I had to resign. So when we now park into the school compound, that night, I decided, I just saw the vision. They wanted to shoot. That night that we parked into the school, they wanted to shoot. I'm just telling you this. I know that I have mature mommies here. They wanted to shoot. And I saw them, 3 white men. They wore Rashiki, they put Abetiaga. So the one that is the organ said, stop, don't shoot. These ones are touch not. In Yoruba, so
Yeah.
What of that? I don't want to know. I don't know how to say that in English. What of if you are for work on? That is why because school business. So, and after that one, something happened. Even in that something that they fired something. My husband was sick in this school business. So how much will I tell you? My husband was sick. I was going from one place. I did not have time for the school business, and God took control later. God made him whole. And here we are today. So what I'm saying, Mrs. Covenita, there are some spiritual battles too that we have to look at because we did not put this as part of our topics. But I'm using this opportunity this night because I know we are well rested. Even Emerald is well rested. You can see his face is shining. So, so I want to encourage you tonight as we are rounding off that there is also spiritual angle to it. You can start all over again. See, this is 11th year. I've made 11th year session. I said we are starting again. I'm telling you. We are starting again because I know what I want. We are starting with that our 5 years. That I have done that one. But because of this conference, I am fine-tuning the 5-year plan again. I'm the one in charge of strategy. I may not go to school. Forget. I'm the one in charge of strategy. And I leverage technology. I leverage WhatsApp. WhatsApp is because of me that they created WhatsApp. It's because of me that they created video conferencing. Myself and my HM. From morning till close, till even in the night, we talk and talk and talk. As I was doing this thing, I was sending messages. Now, I leverage on technology. Leverage on technology is cheaper. Some of you that you have not done your learning management software, it's very cheap. Learning how much is learning management software? How many of us have learning management that we send our results? It's cheaper for the school. You have, ma?
No, I don't. I don't know how to
I
go
will
about
discuss with you later. It's very cheap as 500 naira, 350 per child. As cheap as 400 naira. Some schools are doing 5,000, 10,000. I want young go on low. The far away head first. Head first. And you know, this is not brain.
They can do school board.
Yeah, school board. I'm doing school board is very, very cheap. And you are projecting your payments. Some schools are paying in the school board, you can do 350 per child. You can do 400 naira. You can send your you send your results, the children results. Parents will say that in fact, my parent, if you see, as of today alone, I have sent mathematics competition to them. I have sent spelling bee competition. We are participating in national handwriting. My children are coming to school tomorrow for national handwriting. See, competition is my niche. Ambassador is mathematics. That is what Mr. Pacheda told us. I was telling director. Somebody employed 72 teachers for mathematics in the secondary school. 72 teachers. 72 teachers. That man is cashing out. Could need any other advertisement. Do you know how many people are struggling? I know people that are saying that they want to go to an ambassador next session. They are not admitting everyone. Your school can get there. That's what I'm talking about. I am very, very firm this night. It's not this thing. See, it's not all the things that Emma has been telling us. It's not fun deal. It's getting processes first. As a school owner, get your strategy first. Remove yourself from all those teachings in the class. Remove yourself. Remove yourself from all those teachings. Put a teacher, employ that teacher, 40,000 naira, 50,000 naira. Calculate it, that's 100,000 naira in a term. If you are paying up to that, That's 200,000. See, what you are going to get when you remove your teacher out of the class and you are still going to school to do, if you are not employing HM, if you don't have, some people say I have a teacher, fine. What you are going to get times 100 of that thing. Follow the due processes, everything that Emeradja said. If you are employing somebody, see, the work of the guy I want to this now is to start employing. It's to start bringing. I mean, you know God, can you come along? Submission koto aye. Lie. Let's say even my teacher that has spent 10 years plus, going to 11 years, I still discuss with her today. Finally, bit at law. Yeah, well, for many 1 year notice. For many 1 year because to bad law. Wakuma Wagon, he's very sound in LAS, Montessori, EYFS. She can teach common entrance. That teacher like her is very rare because she has gone through trainings with me. She can teach, she can train. In fact, I've sent her to training before, where they said that she come and train. I just sent her, and they said that there was high performance. I just said that she was my colleague. So what I'm saying, in sense of it, is that if she goes now, I know that she's going to go. I know that she's going to go. She's presently the HM. I know that she's going to go, but she's giving me results as the HM. One of the reasons why I made her to be full-time HM is because I need more students. And she's doing that. I'm getting more students. I promoted somebody from HM to education director. It's not that I have enough money. I don't know whether I ever saw Atikemi, barrister. I employed her. She's a lawyer. I'm paying her. It's not easy, but I'm getting results. She's the one in charge of that Y2. She took Y2 from 80-something to close to 150. Man, it's not easy. A school where the parents don't even know me. But she's the one that normally introduced me to the parents. Can you see my proprietress? Sometimes I'll say, please, just continue, because even the person I'm talking about is ×5 of me. Very big madam. And she's a barrister. But she said that God wanted her to come into education. See, another thing that I'm going to tell you, what Mr. Favor told us. He said, I had a covenant with God that I will not lack teachers. See, I also have a covenant with God that I will not have good teachers. I said God should go to all the ends of the earth and give me people. And people will come to me and say that God said I should work with you. Another person got in touch with me. I'm going to discuss with them right after. Got in touch with you today. He said, Doc, can I work with you as an admin assistant and as a brand strategist? Immediately I told her that maybe this is the man I'm looking for. So I'm going to do my background check with Emerald because Emerald knows the guy. So what I'm saying in sense of reality is that I said this is the man I'm looking for. So we've been discussing because he's going to do a full-time work for a particular time. I only need a roommate, man. How much am I going to pay? I need a roommate. I need to 10S. See, it's good to have good parents that pay. When you are resuming and you are getting 5 million in the account, 6 million, 7 million, school business, it will be sweet. It will be sweet. You forget about all the struggle and all the stress. I can do anything. As in, sometimes when you have money in the account, you will not have a headache. When you have money in the account, the salary of my staff, February, March, April, the salary is in the account, UBA account. The other time, I don't know who taught us about it's not this conference. I have a salary account, the money goes to the salary account. I have the school fees account, the money goes to the school fees account. I have an expensive account, the money goes to the expenses account. See, I am running processes, and that is what is making the school to be thick. That is why I can say that I'm so sorry. I will round off. I just want to
know your numbers. Know your numbers. Numbers is very important.
Numbers is very important. Mad marketing. I'm a fan of Chioma. I don't know whether you know Chioma on Facebook. Mad marketing. So that's what I'm going for. That's why I said that I need 300. By next session, I need 300. Yes. See, somebody will tell me, madam, maybe that's where you are, that location that you have. See, if you pass through all these processes and you leave everything to God, see, have an open mind and say that God will give you the funding. And that is why I can do other 5 businesses now, apart from the school business. I said, per month, I'm sending bags of rice now. I've added bags of beans last week. You know that beans is coming down. So I was able to buy beans. The one they are selling for is fine. I'm selling for 5.5. All my staff, they are buying from me. The 10 bags I carried last week is almost done. They said that my parents are buying rice from me, bags of rice. I don't sell quarter. If you want to buy quarter, pair yourself together. My parents are buying rice from me. On each bag of rice, if I make 3,000 naira, because I buy for direct, 3,000 naira, mo de ja baggy 50. 3 times 50, people will buy it. So when I get cheap, tomato 72, tomato 70, tomato 71, tomato 69. Ma make 1,000, apart from motor 1,000, 100,000. That is rice. I sell rice. I'm not the one. I just gave one of the education director in our office. The John Conjasibe, Omalomara, Imekon Mungbo, Onongbo, one consultation account. I they were being there. The beans, one was being there. Now I sell palm oil. Some school owners invested with me. I have investors. Some people had already invested in the palm oil business. And I'm going to start stocking palm oil now from next week. Palm oil will be going down. Now, some people bought palm oil for 75 last year when palm oil went down, and they sold when palm oil was expensive at 60-something thousand. Look at the percentage. That's one. School business cannot give you that percentage. But it is when you have processes and you have peace of mind that you can do other businesses. See, it is other businesses. If you want to now take the school to the higher level, to a top notch, to do a lot of things, buy trampoline, buy a lot of things, be painting heavy. One of my friends, Eminent, is painting every time. Now, this issue of painting the school, it will be neat and it will always attract one person every time to your school. That painting, if it is one session, even if you cannot paint one session, even when I was having a rented apartment, even the one that we rented, I was still painting. We are still painting it, the one we rented, and I'm still going to paint again. We did little point of mine, and because of time, I hope I'm able to encourage one person out of our school.
Yes,
That I'm not confused you, but you can make millions in this business. This business will eventually fund your traveling. I'm planning to travel this year. Yeah, I'm planning to travel. Yes, I've just finished my passport. Need the passport. Then I'm in some group where we are going to work on this. I have to travel. Some of my friends are traveling. Me too. I said that in this school business, I will travel. I will travel to Europe in this school business. I will travel to Asia in this school business. I will travel to other African countries in this business. And that is why I collaborate a lot. So you can make it, you can make profit. Just have it at the back of your mind that the next level, even Mrs. Victoria, that you are having accommodation issue, just have it at the back. What you cannot believe, God will not do it for you. It is what you believe that God will do for you. Just have it. I'm going spiritual right now. It is what you believe that God will do for you. So have it at the back of your mind so that by next year, when we will be doing this program, you send testimonial that if your school is 100, that you have reached 200, you are going to send your testimonial. If your school is 50, that you have reached 100. If your school is 40 something, that you have reached 80 something. That is how it's going to be. So this school business can buy your car. If you have one, you can change it.
Yes.
We have got 5 buses in this school business. 5 buses. I saw them after the COVID-19 when everything was giving me issue. Even cheap, that they were very happy. I saw them because I was having issue with it. But I had to buy back because I have some pupils that are far away and they are paying. In fact, in that place, one of the places far away, they are paying 60,000 naira for transportation. And I have babies, nursery 1, that are close to 6. They are the future of our school. Now, later, I'm going to be telling you something about cash cow in school business. Cash cow. I attended this training years back. Cash cow in school business. And it repositioned me. It changed my mind. It is what the caliber of school owners that we are moving with, that will be with you. If you are moving with the caliber of school owners that say that there is no profit in this business, you will not have profit. It is the people. Show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. It is the caliber that you are moving with. It is the people you are moving with. And it is this top-notch payment that will take you higher, not all these begging parents. I beg. Let other people, let them be dealing with all those begging parents. I am not abusing them. My own goal is to move from this 100,000 naira fees to 200,000. So, in the next 3 years, I should be able to move to 200,000. That is one of the things that you have to also plan. If your school fees is 40,000, in the next 3 years, your school fees should be, our school fees 10 years ago was 36,000 naira. But after 10 years, it's around 100,000. That is movement. That is movement. And parents pay the 27,000 naira. People, I have, Mrs. Ojo is there. I have got pupils from PSV before. I have got pupils from Emerald before into our school because they found out that we are doing well. And our school fees is just like the textbooks of where they are coming from, textbooks or even notebooks. Because in that place, they are paying 700,000, 500, and 600,000. So that is what you should be aiming at. Trinity went to her father when her father was still in the bush. Her father is now open up. Trinity went to her father 30 years ago when her father was still having mud houses. So don't say that my school is in the village. I worked with Trinity for several years. Solid Foundation, though it has closed down now because of administration issue, was in the bush because they were there before Trinity came. Was in the bush something like 35 years ago. You can imagine 35 years ago or something that the school will be somewhere around her father. Because when I was even going to school, I was passing through Express. Mowe was not open. It was only one signboard that you used to get to see Mowe. Look at Mowe now. Look at Mowe now. So what I'm saying, in sense of reality, irrespective of the bush in quote or the environment that is dominating the school, there is something that is called environmental gatekeeper. You have to pray. Pray against it. Environmental gatekeeper is also part of spiritual things that you have to work on. You have to control your environment in the spirit. You have to control your environment in the spirit. Every environment has a gatekeeper. In your environment, in my environment, Begira, Lotto, it has a gatekeeper. So you have to control the gatekeeper in the spirit. You have the key as a child of God to control so that everything will be falling in place for you. You have to control the wind of the Lord to bring top-notch parents. Myself and my husband and my children, even my children, they know it. In Yoruba, please, sorry for you don't understand Yoruba. Big fish, God bring them. Big fish, God bring them. Big fishes, God bring them. You have to pray for big fish. All those tiny fish that will be disturbing the school. All those fish that will be looking like fish and they are not fish. You know that all the fishermen, you ask them, there are some fishes that they catch. Those fishes are not like fish, but they are not looking like fish. They are the one that will be disturbing the main fishes. You have to pray that you know, even if they want to come, they come for inquiries, God will take them away. So these are other things are the things. You know, we have a lot to say, but we don't have time. But I know that the money that you have paid for this event, at the end of this event, you'll be able to say, I got more value. And apart from that, we want to see, like Emma told you when we started doing the orientation, that we are building a community of school owners that will thrive. It's not only Corona that will be thriving now. It's not only this. Generational, this business can build generational wealth. But like I said, you have to do other things. There must be a succession plan too. A succession plan. Who will take off? No, you have to look. So the more you look, the bigger your vision, the expanded your vision is, the more action you are going to be taking right now. Because if you cannot see it, you cannot get there. Because if you cannot see it, you cannot take action. So that's what I'm trying to say tonight. That's what I'm trying to encourage you tonight, that you can get there, that you can make profit of 10 million naira. Have it at back of your mind. Be looking at it. I'm making profit of 10 million, Mrs. Victoria. Be looking at it that I'm making profit of 10 million naira. Mrs. Ojo is an administrator in our school. She's not a school owner. She has been attending all our programs. There is something she's getting. She has mind of something, and she's going to get there. So all the school owners on board, I want you to have that in mind. I have it in mind that I'm going to make a profit of 100 million naira in this school business. I have it in mind that this school business will buy properties for each school. You know, I think you should be able to be asking me, why is this woman having branches of school? It's because, and I told you that we started with zero. As in my husband and I, we started with zero. It was one of our friends that said I wanted to invest, and first of all gave 100,000 naira. And first of all, how much did we rent the first building? So we started doing this, we started doing that. Zero, as in myself and my husband, zero. We started with 0 kobo. We don't have kobo. So I'm encouraging you, though times are harder now than like 11 years ago, but it does not matter.
It is where you are starting from that God will take you. There is generational wealth in school business. Thank you so much. So that we can go and have our remaining rest and plan for tomorrow, because Pasheda is coming back with fire. Miss Pasheda is there. She's an international woman. She is the vice principal of the Waterman College. And you know that the Waterman College is one of the prestigious schools in Africa, not only in Nigeria, in Africa. So she's highly loaded with trainings abroad. She has trained abroad severally. She has trained abroad severally. And, you know, you cannot run such a school and you will not have trainings. And I want to encourage you. The money that you are going to be using to train this year, I have a lot of training. I'm going to pay for 500,000 training from this school business. I want to pay for 600,000 training. That is one I want to do with Nika Ogunde. You know, if some school owners know that to pay 30,000 naira, we fetch them 30 million naira later, I think we will have a lot of people. We did Facebook ads. If I tell you how much we use for Facebook ads, this program that we are doing for you, that we are dedicating 1 month, one week, emerald and that, we are not making any profit. I'm telling you now. That we are dedicating, we are not making any profit.
Bless you.
All the people that are registered, we did Facebook ads, we did a lot of things, we did flyers, we did this, we did that. Some people said thank you. Some people said that we thought it's free. We thought it's free. We thought it's free. So don't have that mentality. Have the mentality that at least the one in your this, if it is a 30,000, if it is a 50,000 naira, do trainings. If you have more. I'm going to do 20 trainings this year. I mean 20 trainings. And I told myself, as a public speaker, I want to speak in 100 places. What has target? I want to speak in 100 places. I also do alaga joko. I do many things. I also teach online. I teach English online. These are the places. So I have enough money for my own personal life. Then I get salary from the school. On the 29th, if they don't pay me, there is wahala. For me to be saying that, if you don't pay me, I tell the HM, if they don't pay me by 29th, it's wahala. That's the level I've taken the school. So if I'm not in the school again, the school runs and I get money. That's the level I want to go. I don't want to do all those local school owners that they will be there, tight-fisted. They will be giving crayon. They will be giving toilet roll. They will be giving marker. They will be putting ink. I told myself, I don't want to do that. I beg to differ. I don't want to do that. And now, the idea was that let the school be built on a system and let me collect money. If you get to a stage, I'll be collecting 1 million salary. That I'll be collecting 1 million. I say my salary every month, pay 1 million into my salary account. I'm going to that level. So by at least in a term, I should have like 4M in my account. That's the level. So if I've not got there, but I'm seeing myself there. What are you seeing? Mrs. Amodu, what are you seeing? Mrs. Orodu, what are you seeing? Mrs. Abu, what are you seeing? Mrs. Victoria, what are you seeing? It's brilliant. What are you seeing? Mrs. Ojo, what are you seeing? See you tomorrow. As we meet
so much.
Have a wonderful night rest. Bye for now.